Slowly and steadily, people start to disembark. I join them, descending from the boat and step into the morning sunlight of my new life. The sun beams high in the sky, showering its warmth down into the earth to bless all life with its presence. It soaks into my skin, warming up the whole of my body as I lean back against a bench outside the boat terminal. I stare ahead of the water, stretching out into the distance, glimmering as the surface sways to and fro. The mainland now appears to be the only and small sheet of earth painted over the horizon canvas. It's a mostly blank void of uninteresting brown and green that only adds to my contemplation of the whole situation. My parents want me to have the best future and lots of room to develop into my own person with a little stress as possible. Whether or not I think this is the right choice isn't really up for debate. So here I am in my new makeshift home. A dainty little island called Vineyard, discovered in the early 1600s by a group of English bucket explorers who decided it'd be best to name the island after the captain's daughter. All in all, I get to start a new school year knowing nothing of the teaching exchange, none of the people, none of the landscape or town, or none of the culture or lifestyle. Nothing. Well, I do know of one person, but I don't really know him. My uncle, ex-Via, a distant family relative who is supposed to be picking me up. He is late though. That describe him as a drunk old has-been who is unreliable and has a tendency of sitting on his ass all day. Seem promising and already very still evidence based on the fact he's not on time. I'm in no rush though, so taking things slow and enjoy my last moment of summer vacation is fine. In hindsight, I'm sort of happy that my parents care about me to the extent that they do, paying for my schooling here and they like. So if everything, I guess I just have to make the best of all of this while I still can. I think that's a good way to be living each moment to the fullest, regardless of the bad or good that come of it. I dig my hand around in my pocket until I find my phone. It's probably best to tell my parents I'm here, safe and sound. I send them a simple text and then scroll through the content, finding the one I added a few hours ago that was supposed to be Xvia. My thumb tapped the enter key and bring it to my ear with an annoying sound. The phone rings a few moments before it pick up. The sound of a bother-sounding person yelping out from the other end. Yeah, I'm on my way, don't worry. He hang up before I can even say anything. Rude. I gaze back up at the sky, a soft huff of air leaving my lungs, as the puffing white clouds in the distance blow by without a care. There seemed nothing by the world around them, just a little slides of serenity and pace floating in the atmosphere aimless. I wonder if that's what this island is like. At least that's what my parents probably wanted to be. A little escape, a place for me to grow up, a better, yet a place for me not to get shot. The sound of an untuned engine rolls nearby, and a car restless swaves into the parking lot with such little regard of safety for others. It can only be my uncle. The driver nearly hints a guy walking from the boat terminal to the town nearby. He even managed to bump into a sign before eventually coming to a halt. His packing is remarkably careless and in a very inspiring sight, seeing someone take up 3 whole parking space with one car. I don't even think I could manage that. I don't know how to drive. The car of the trash she beaten down and scratched up vehicle pops up and an old man step out careless, brushing off his pant legs with his palm. He has crumbs all over his torso and pants and look just as this level as his driving. We cross eye for an instant and he jogged over excitedly and embraced me into a tight bear hug, lifting me off my feet and wagging me around like a child. Ah, Marcus, it's been years. As much as I love hugs, the old man is nearly squeezing me to death, so I'm forced to squeeze out a greeting back to him. Oh, right, sorry. He set me back down into my feet, giving my wounded shoulder a condolence and comfort pat. Quite a lad you're growing up to be. Thanks, it's good to see you too. I glanced down to spot the remains of extra lunch scattered on my own clothes, forcing me to make the effort brushing them off so I don't look like a slob. So have you had lunch? Eating lunch sounds good, although the question leave me a bit baffled due to the crumbs that were on absent to begin with. I haven't. He gave me a nod and paced over to the car that is taking up half of the parking lot, gesturing me to get in the passenger seat. There is a little bakery on the way to school if you want to grab something to eat there. I throw my bags onto the back seats of the car, which has dirty clothes and old magazines scattered across the floor and seating. Slipping into the front seat, I see it a little less of an eyesore, and he actually managed to keep the front portion of the car a little cleaner than the back. It's still fairly disgusting though. Lunch, the school, then the school, Luckily his driving isn't an issue now that he is in no rush, and we steadily make our way through small clusters of traffic. So 17 and all grown up, I guess you could say that. I offer Xavier and concealed smile as we travel down the road, spotting a sign indicating this was Vineyard heaven. Xavier talk the whole way as we drive inland. The ocean and the mainland vanish from view behind the scrub oaks and grey shineless building. We arrive at the bakery and sit at a table on a patio overlooking the road once I get some food. Luckily for my Xavier isn't hungry, so I didn't have to witness how the crumbs from his breakfast bill landed all over him. I got a simple sandwich, turkey, cheese, electric, tomatoes, and all the like. The first bite is rewarding enough, but after a while the taste is bland. So what do you think of coming here for the next year? I'm a bit nervous, but looking forward to it, I guess. He gave me a subtle subtle nod and glanced over toward the road, watching as cars slowly pass by one. It's a nice place. You might not like it at first, but it grows on ya. What do you mean by that exactly? What's not to like? The people here are probably a little different than what you are used to in the city is all. More laid back, I guess, kind of like Feick hippies. Crunchy granola types. But the point is, this place is special. If you are here long enough, it have a certain draw to it. You won't want to leave. The edge of my eyebrow rises in curiosity at his explanation. I'm sure I'll get used to it after a while. I wasn't too attached to Boston. It just be different not being with mom and dad. Xavier turned his attention back toward me and offered a small smile of agreement. Say, how the family doing anyway? I haven't been up to visit you since you were a kid. I'll say the same. I'll say same as always, but I'm sure will change since your last visit. My mind processes what might have changed in the near 10 years that have passed so quickly. Now that I think about it, in fact, I'm saying yeah, it's a bit as to noise. Life just keep getting faster and faster pace. It seemed like yesterday I was a freshman and now I'm nearly out of school, high school. I guess my dad's business had picked up from where we last met. My mother is doing fine. Xavier nods his head, listening instantly. Your dad is still in the gaming industry, then? Yep, he just came out with a recent release, so we have a bit of extra money, not much though. Xavier takes in a deep breath, mulling over what I said before responding a little off topic. I think you'll like the school here. They're fairly laid back but hold a high standard when it comes to final grades. The combination doesn't seem like it will work, but I'll assume Xavier is telling the truth or is just really bad at coming up with a comparison. I'm looking forward to it. They got dorms and everything there. I already knew the answer to this question from scanning over the school website, but being reassured by someone who lives here is always nice. Fancy one too. They're really high quality. It's like a condo. That's a bit generous. I'm sure they're not that great. I'm actually not over-exaggerating. Xavier gave me a surprised look as if he too were doubtful at first speculation. Well, see, it's definitely something to look forward to. Xavier stands upright and checks his watch before nodding, making the silent statement that we should get going. I finish my meal as quickly as I can and we continue on with our journey. Small talk and catching up with as we drive toward the school. We pulled into the momentary driveway of the school campus. At first glance, it looked more like an old folk home than something designed for a high schooler. The front entrance itself is less remarkable looking than I had expected. It's an old, worn-down building properly constructed in the 90s. The only thing modern is a huge array of solar panels set up on the roof. I was expecting something a little more gestible from the rest of the building. As seen around the island, which all seem to be cedar shingle, cell boxes. I can't lie that I'm a little disappointed at how poor the place look on the outside. Hopefully the school makes up for the looks in academy strengths. Well, this is the place. Actually, I gave my shoulder another firm pat, making me tighten up slightly, but of reflexive instinct. I was expecting something a little more modern. I mean, the entrance doesn't even have a gate or a sign. Are you sure about this, the dorm? He nods, making his way up the steps toward the school front door without another word. He opened the door and stepped inside, but I paused, peering up at the black roof that hangs above the school front door, which says nothing more than welcome. How inviting. With a deep breath, I grabbed the door handle and opened the door, stepping inside. The inside of the building provides to be just as dated as the outside, which is making me feel a little cautious about my parents' decision to send me here. What is this, a school for misfits and delinquents? At very least, the inside is cooler and air conditioned, making it a little pleasant. I never had air conditioner at my school, so this is a welcome change. Hello, anyone around? Xavier stands at the front desk of the school, waiting for someone to show up to speak with about my enroll. My eyes are free to wander over the vastness of the school structure from the outside. It looked a lot smaller, but it turned out it was the viewing point. There is a long seemingly endless hall with split off into different hallway sections and rooms. One of the most notable things is all the books lining the walls down the length of the hall, along with tables and desks. I think it's safer to assume that there isn't really a library and this is their substitute. This place keeps getting dumpier and dumpier. Oh, hello. A feminine voice rings out from Xavier direction, and I turn my head back toward the front desk to see a woman addressing my uncle. She tells somewhat curvily and neatly dressed. I'm Elizabeth. How can I help you too? I can tell her look catch Xavier intention when he replied in a gently manly tone. Good day, Miss Elizabeth. I'm Xavier and this is my nephew Marcus. We are here to inquire about him enrolled at the school. The woman pays no heed to Xavier's manner and smiled at the both of us, her intention directed toward me. Are you looking for a tour or are you checking in? We are checking in. I've already been accepted. Wonderful. Your full name? Marcus Finch. A strapping young man ready to learn like he's never learned before. Xavier thrusted his arm to the side as if exerting his strength on all my willpower to learn. I can't really tell which. She pays him no attention again and turns to go about clicking through a computer system at the front desk. After a moment she finds my records. Marcus. She hesitated and looked back down toward the computer, not knowing how to currently pronounce my last name. Marco Finch. Kind of like a ficus plant. So thank you. The woman smirked, smiling, seemingly entertained by my name. I'll get your room dorm room key. Be right back. She disappeared into the back room and turned my attention back towards Xavier, who seems discharged by the woman's lack of instinct in him. You know she's too young for you anyway. What? I wasn't insinuating anything. I'm not sure what more remarkable, the fact that Xavier is so cheesy in his antics, or the fact that he thought I wouldn't recognize his feeble attempt at flirting. You're kind of obvious. I guess you really can't tease old dog's new tricks. He pounced and rolled his shoulders back as if to bust it off. Soon after, the front desk woman returned, handing me an envelope with my name on it. Thank you. No problem, Marcus. If you ever need anything during school hours, don't hesitate to come and ask me. The dorms are down the opposite path from the entrance of the school, so follow the pathway and you'll find them. It's about 10 minutes walk if you take your time. She offered us a gentle, friendly smile, making me feel very welcome. I'll join you, but my assistance is needed elsewhere right this second, so feel free to let yourself in. Thanks, I appreciate it. Elizabeth scatters off down the hallway, then turns down another branch and disappearing from the sight. I turn my attention to Xavier, who is subtly scratching his ass now that he knows his attempt has been fruitless. You are hopeless. Scoffing at Xavier make him self-conscious, and he returns to putting on the character of being a gentleman, fixing the collar of his shirt and jacket. Stepping outside remind me how cool it is in the building compared to the late summer heat that continues to beat heavily down from the sky. To my relief, a gently breeze rolls around the school grounds, taking a good deal of skin-tingling heat away from a short time. I take in a deep breath and enjoy the refreshingly clean air of my new Iceland home. Compared to the smoke skulle der stå smuk der, smog, smuk. 2 sekunder. Okay. SMOG, smog, er en form for luftforurening. Ordet er et portmanteau af dit engelske ord smog, røg og fog, tåge. Ordet blev første gang brugt af Dr. Harry Anthony das Whiskers i forbindelse med helsekongen. What the fuck? Nå, der har jeg lært nyt ord. Jeg troede, jeg ville have sagt smog, men ja. Of the city, and the always roaring sound of cars and trucks. This place seems promising for a place to study and concentrate. The clean air, quiet location, and seemingly friendly people. I'm not sure what else I could ask for, aside from maybe a high-tech school. Xavier bumped into my pau's body, pushing me forward as I opened the door. He gave my arm another pat once he's outside. Hey, it's cold in here, and it was nice. So how about we get your stuff and set you up? Sound like a plan. I give Xavier a modern smile of approval at the idea. His help with getting me set up. Jeg ved, hvad ordet betyder. Jeg kan faktisk ikke lige udtale det nu. It's not like I really know me or my family. I'm sure he could blow this whole thing off and pretend to be busy. A short trip back to Xavier's car allowed me to grab my belongings and head toward the dorms with him tagging along by my side. We make our way through a meltdown with numerous trees sprouting off in the small cluster along the side of the pathway. The path continues on until the pillars of stone, along with larger walls that trail off into the woods, become visible. The trail continues on being it into forest. Seems like some sort of gate. Maybe they put more effort into the axis of the dome. We pass through the gate and make our way into the path of wood, a sign directing us along the path dormitory. Well, look like this is the right way. It's a bit of a walk, I'll say. Make sure you wake up early to be on time for classes. I glanced back at Xavier, who is now a few feet behind me, seemed to struggle with keeping up. Poor guy is out of shape. Eventually the forest path opened up into another open field. We see the outline of two large buildings. They appear more alluring of contemporary, making up for the main school building shabby appearance. As we get closer to the building, we spot a centerpiece between the two buildings, a large fountain that is surrounded by vibrant and lush plants. I smile at the new atmosphere and scan side to side, spotting a small sign that hangs over the male dormitory and another over the female dormitory. Males on the right, females on the left. Interesting. The dorms are so close together, I can imagine it be possible to keep the students from hanging out with one another. In each other buildings or in each other rooms, which of course could lead to trouble. Det var da utroligt. Well, hey, well, if you get a girlfriend, she'll be right next door.